Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I am George, or all George. So, you know what? U.S. markets was green today. Crypto overall is in green. And I have to talk about what Bank of Japan did and what it really means for commodities like Bitcoin. But also I want to talk about and speculate about Elon and Tesla. Because Tesla's stock has been absolutely hammered 52-week low. So will Elon do something drastic like dump some more Bitcoin? So let's talk about that, and let's talk about the crypto project of 2022. At least one publication declared a winner, and we'll see if it's accurate. So let's get started. Welcome again. So, U.S. markets actually pretty green today, right? Not crazily green, not a super pump, but, green. Nevertheless, you could see here, that's what I meant to show. And tomorrow, futures market is a little bit in the green as well, right? But the one stock that did not turn green today, actually there's two that I actually want to talk about, but the big one that has most people concerned, even Elon chimed in himself about it, and that is Tesla. They crashed 8% today. 8%, a new 52-week low today, right? And this has everyone talking about it because this comes at the heels of the poll that Elon just tweeted out, asking people if he should step down as the head of Twitter, right? And some speculated if that happens, it could be a good thing. But today, it turns out, well, the markets voted that would be a bad thing. Elon is really kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place at this point. He has Tesla, right? And of course, that's his main bread and butter. Of course, he has SpaceX, but now he has Twitter. And because of people's perception that he is not fully engaged with Tesla and spending too much time with Twitter, that's why Tesla's coming down, right? Whether that's true or not, I don't know. Maybe he is working 120 hours, like he said, right, and equally dividing his time, but a lot of people just think that's not the case. That's why Tesla has been selling off. And he, unfortunately, had to sell off a lot of stock, too, to kind of pay for some of the margin calls and to pay for Twitter, right? So he contributed to downfall. But, this is like a death spiral right now. I don't think anyone saw this coming because Tesla has been so strong over the last few years. And they had never, ever seen a decline like this. Year to date, they're down like 60+%. Okay? For Bitcoin, that's normal. We have seen that before. For crypto, we have seen that before. But for Tesla, no, nothing like that has ever happened. So even Elon tries to explain it. I don't know who Ross Gerber is, but I guess it's someone influential, right? He tweeted this out. Tesla's stock price now reflects the value of having no CEO. Good job, Tesla. Time for a shakeup. Elon obviously did not like that. Elon responded saying, well, please tell me your great ideas, Ross. And then he made 3. Tesla needs a media communication team. 2, Tesla needs a succession plan on when Elon will be back from Twitter. And 3, Tesla needs to communicate about Elon's stock sales. Okay. And then Elon pokes back, go back and read your old Securities Analyst 101 book. But then he breaks it down, right? Basically, Elon is blaming it on macro conditions, okay? Macro conditions, that's why people are taking money out of stocks and into cash, causing stocks to drop, right? But obviously, Tesla has been falling a lot more than some of its peers, right? Way more within the last few months than its peers because of the Twitter acquisition and because of stock sales, right? So, yeah. So, it's starting to even get to Elon. Traditionally speaking, Elon has, made some calls saying, oh, Tesla's too expensive, right? And that has caused Tesla to go down. But, outside of those a few tweets, I don't really hear him engage with anyone about Tesla's performance, which, it kind of shows you he's I think he's paying attention, right? He's paying attention. Now, why this relates to Bitcoin and crypto? Well, a lot of you guys may know or may not know, Tesla still holds over 10,000 Bitcoins. At one point in time, they held a lot more. They held over 40,000, okay? I believe they paid $1 billion, a little bit over $1 billion for whatever they had. But unfortunately, earlier this year, in July, of course, without announcement, it was just people discovered it through a Tesla earnings call, earnings call, and then looking through the reports, that they sold off like 3/4 of the Bitcoin they had, right? And at that time, Elon blamed it on the fact that he was trying to get liquidity. China didn't look so good with COVID and all this stuff, right? But that was the time when I started calling him Elon, because it seemed like he was just giving up on Bitcoin, right? But he did hold like about 1/4 left. That's what he has. But that is still a lot. About 181 million in value today. Obviously, the value before was a lot bigger. It was like 200-300 million back in the day, right? But could he and Tesla be selling this off because of what's happening, right? It's a possibility. It's a possibility. I'm just pointing that out there, right? In fact, if you look at this, I think this is wrong. Tesla holds more Bitcoin than even Coinbase. I think that's absolutely wrong, but it just shows you that's an enormous amount, right? If they do dump it, does that mean it's go dump Bitcoin, right? The answer is no. No, that's not nearly enough to really drop Bitcoin in any significant way. And of course, if they do sell, it's going to be over OTC market. It's not going to be on spot Coinbase where they're going to be dumping 11,000 Bitcoins onto the retail investors. That's not how it works, right? But makes me wonder, Elon and Tesla has never been tested this badly before, right? They had their up and downs, a lot of scares, a lot of bankruptcy rumors, but this is the only time ever, I believe, that they have fallen this much, this fast, and this is mostly caused by this new acquisition, Twitter, and I guess we'll see. We'll see. I just want to point that out. Thought it'd be an interesting topic relating into what's been going on with Tesla and Twitter. But let's get back to this other big news from today. I covered it this morning very early, right? And I think some people still don't quite understand what this means. But Bank of Japan made a huge policy shift. Okay, so Japan has this YCC thing, yield curve control, which, I mean, essentially it's like what the Fed does. Okay, Fed controls the fund rate, right, which in essence controls the yield curve of the 10-year note and 1-year note and 30-year note, right? But Japan, from what I gather, they do the same thing, but they do it with their bonds. Okay, so they have this yield curve control. And they have always made it really relaxed at basically near 0%, which means that people can buy it, right, and hedge against inflation from other currencies. And Bank of Japan can also buy it and basically buy it nonstop themselves, which is kind of funny. You're buying your own notes, right? Like you're releasing IOUs, which you're buying yourself. You think about that, how ridiculous that sounds. But essentially, that's what was happening. But they all of a sudden decided to raise the yield curve up to 50 basis points, right? So this has a lot of people kind of scared. Why would they do that all of a sudden, right? Are they going to change their policy altogether? And what does this mean for their economy? Does this mean that it's going to be, it's going to be worse off for their companies? Are they not going to be able to borrow as much money? Is Bank of Japan going to stop their buying of bonds, right? A lot of people are speculating what's happening, but this relates to U.S. Well, just first of all, take a look how the Japanese yen just shot up today because of this, right? And the U.S. dollar actually lost value today. The DXY actually came down today because of this. And why this relates to the U.S. is because, number one, Japan is actually the largest holder of U.S. Treasuries. It was always China, but this was actually published in 2019, so it's probably very different now, and they could even have more. But even 3 years ago, Japan was the largest holder of U.S. Treasuries, which means they have a whole lot of cash, right? And you could see because of today, right? Actually, I want to show you this. The 10-year note and a Japanese yen went in opposite directions. And normally that doesn't happen, right? Normally you could see the two kind of goes in line with each other. So people are wondering whether or not Japan is actually selling off their treasuries because they have so much of it and buying the Japanese yen. And that is why the U.S. dollar is collapsing, or not collapsing, relatively speaking. I mean, it went down a little bit today. Why the U.S. dollar went down versus Japanese yen, right? So, again, people are all putting this together, right? Is this a good thing or bad thing? Most people view this as a very bad thing, okay? That Japan is having a shift in its policy. It could mean that they're finally ready to tackle inflation, or it could mean that they recognize, Bank of Japan recognizes that their current course of action just won't work, and it's going to decimate the yen until it's nothing, right? So, but why this relates is because commodities, right, are now going up. Gold is going up. Strangely enough, you don't hear that very often, gold going up. But also, Bitcoin is going up. So commodities like gold and Bitcoin are going up because there's more fear. There's more fear about, hey, maybe Japan is in a worse or really bad position right now, right? So people are actually putting money into commodities, or aka hedges against inflation, right? So that is why Bitcoin actually did okay today. It didn't actually do bad. It went up a little bit and could continue. But that's the reason why, and that's why it relates, right? And it does relate to the U.S. dollar, and it relates to commodities, right? But that's the big thing out of today. Everyone's still trying to digest this, whether or not this is going to be a good thing or not. And from the looks of it, it does seem like short term, it's not so good. Not so good for Japanese companies, but it's good for commodities. And it could be good because if the DXY of the U.S., which is measuring the strength of the dollar versus other currency, if the DXY goes down, that could also be good, right? It's still very fluid, I guess. And we'll just have to see. But that's the latest, in case you guys kind of want to know what the hell is going on with Bank of Japan and their shift in policy, what that has to do with anything, right? That's my interpretation of things. So it could be better. It could be better, but I guess we'll have to see. We'll have to see. Now, as for other things relating to Bitcoin, of course, there's more. Every single day, there's more metrics, more indicators that's telling you this is the time to be getting in, right? So many bottom indicators, so many reversal indicators. And here's an interesting one that compares 2015 to now. 2015 was actually the longest drawdown we have seen from top to bottom, right? And we're following that. We're just overlaying what happened in 2022 to 2020 to 2015, right? That's about where we are. So we're following a one-to-one, which we're pretty close, right? We got maybe another month or so, another 2 months before things come back up, and that's when you don't want to miss it, right? That's why we continue to stay strong, continue to DCA, continue to hodl, because those upsides are tremendous. And if you get feared out and fudded out, you're going to be missing and regretting that. So Looking forward to it. Looking forward to it. All right. What else is there? Decrypt, which is a major crypto publication, they declared Polygon as the crypto project of the year, and I can't say I disagree. Others, have made some pretty drastic moves in 2022. Ethereum moving to proof of stake. That's absolutely huge and becoming deflationary. Cardano also had many upgrades, right? And even there's others that had upgrades too. Bitcoin went through some stuff. Solana went through some stuff, not so good stuff. I mean, there's a lot of progress in 2022. But you can't argue that Polygon, what they have accomplished, right? In terms of bringing out ZK EVM, which is a scalable smart contracts solution, right? That is huge. Also, getting some of the biggest brands involved, like Starbucks, Reddit, Instagram, right? Getting them involved, coming out with the NFTs. These are absolutely huge things. Huge things. So, yeah, I mean, you could debate Ethereum or Polygon. You could debate all you want, right? But they have accomplished a lot. They have accomplished a lot, and they are continuing to move forward. Look at this. They partnered with Neobank, and now they're coming out with a MasterCard debit card for NFTs. Okay. There's another one, new 60 million Web 3.0 fund from Axlar, right? That also has support from Circle and Polygon. I mean, you just got so much stuff going on here. Even OpenSea, the biggest NFT marketplace, right? Look at it. Polygon has surpassed 1.5 million users, continues to grow and gain on Ethereum. A lot of good stuff. 332,000 users minted or trade NFTs on Polygon just last week alone, right? All good stuff. So, again, there's no right or wrong answer, but I think Polygon, one of my favorite projects, I think they're deserving of this, at least the top two. The other one I would say, of course, is Ethereum, because the move to proof of stake and becoming deflationary, and that's a huge monumental thing, but still, Polygon, they had a lot achieved this year. All right, what else is there? SBF. I know you guys love SBF, but he signs his extradition papers. He will be returning to the U.S. tomorrow to face charges. Okay? He's facing a lot of charges, like 9 counts of fraud. And if convicted, he's facing 115 years in jail. 115 years, okay? That's a lot. That's just a whole lot, okay? I don't know when, if this is going to go to jury or he's just going to sign a plea deal or what. But he's facing some serious charges. But I still don't know what's happening with his co-conspirators. Caroline, where is she at? Gary Wang, Nassad something. I don't know where they are. Are they even looking for them, or this is enough? Democrats plan on returning at least 9.85 million FTX donations. What about the other 30 million? Unknown at this time. Probably not going to be returned. So, but yeah, there's that. And then lastly, the other stock that has absolutely been decimated and hit a new 52-week low today, not Tesla, but Coinbase. Coinbase has been killed this year, down about 87%, in line with other crypto projects in this space, right? Coinbase doesn't have their own token other than the stable coin USDC, but they don't have a coin token. But if they did, it would be along the lines of what others experienced this year in terms of the drawdown, 80-something, 90-something percent. It's pretty close, but they have been absolutely hammered. But you know who hasn't given up on Coinbase? Kathy Wood of ARK. She just bought another 300,000 shares of Coinbase. Yeah, 297,000 shares, right? So she's not giving up. And this is definitely not time to be giving up on crypto nor Coinbase, because I still think out of all the exchanges out there, the two most legitimate right now, Coinbase and Binance. Okay, despite all the FUD, the two most legitimate, but never too late to safeguard your own crypto. If you want to put your crypto into a self-custody wallet, that is still the best thing. Okay. All right. That's pretty much it. Bitcoin holding at 16.8. We'll take that. Let's see what tomorrow brings. All right, let's do some Q&A. Damon says Amazon's value has taken a historical tumble. This week, Amazon became the first public company to ever lose over $1 trillion in value. Are you serious? Are you serious about that? What? Let me see. I know Amazon. I've always told people, I think Amazon can't be considered as like a big tech company because they have a ton of warehouses, a ton of employees, right? Workers. Way more than some of these other big tech companies, right? So they're not 100% tech. Oh yeah, they also hit a 52-week low. They are only $867 billion. Wow. Yeah, they were close to $2 trillion before. Yeah, at peak here, they were at 177. So they're down more than half. Yeah. But I would say Tesla lost a ton too. But yeah. New 52-week low. All right. Charles says, I think it's dumb he doesn't offer a dividend. I think you're referring to Tesla. You know, high growth tech companies usually don't offer dividends because they reinvest that money, right? But I don't know. Maybe that's going to change. That's going to change. I know Tesla was above $1 trillion in market cap. But man, they have been really, really, really so oversold. Chef is asking about the new Ledger device. It looks great. You're like probably a week late in asking that because a lot of people have been asking about that. It looks great. It looks great. Nothing wrong with it. Rumor has it that Caroline flipped on SBF and working authorities. Could be. Supposedly she was seen in a coffee shop in New York, right? Really close to the FBI. So is she working with the FBI? Possibly. You know, the funny thing is, SBF has already been charged with like 9 accounts of fraud, right? And they're still discovering more. Yet, you still have someone like O'Leary on TV still saying, well, let's see where the money went, right? Let's discover more before we say for sure it's SBF, right? Wow. Meanwhile, pointing fingers at everyone else, right? Like, you have the CFTC, the SEC, the South District of New York, and the U.S. Justice Department all charging SBF, and you're still defending him as if he's innocent, right? So again, I still don't quite know what O'Leary's up to. Bob, I appreciate it. I do. Now's the time to buy some Tesla. I mean, if you believe in Tesla, yes. Do I think Tesla's worth buying? I'm going to say yes. I think, you know, after this all calms down, I don't know where bottom is for Tesla. Some people are saying 100. Okay, it could happen at this point. Every single day, it just seems like it drops more. I know this affects some of my close friends dearly because they hold a lot of stock. So I hate to see it keep going down, but it just keeps going down and down and down, right? They are still the leader in EV, no doubt about it. There's no charging network anywhere close to Tesla's. They still make the most money on all their cars. Their profit percentage per car is like in the 30%, which is unheard of. Everyone else is nowhere close to that, right? And they're still selling all the cars they can produce. So the fundamentals of Tesla, just like what I say about Bitcoin, has not changed. It's good as ever. You could argue better than ever. However, because of all the FUD around Elon spending too much time with Twitter, and him selling off stock unexpectedly, it's just been absolutely horrendous for that stock. Do you ever wonder if BTC is secretly the Fed coin? No, I don't, Sean. And I don't know why you would too. Let's see here. O'Leary and Saylor are BFFs. All right. Despite Saylor making some mistakes, don't put him in the same category as O'Leary at this point. Below 100, start buying Tesla. Hopefully it doesn't get there. That is just such a drastic drop. Okay, that's another like 30 or 40% drop from its current levels. Hopefully that doesn't happen. If Tesla goes to 100 and goes below 100, yeah, that would be crazy buying opportunity. All right, I'm just got to zoom out here. I mean, from top to bottom, all the way up here to down here, 67%. Pretty similar to Bitcoin's down, but, like I said, I don't think Tesla guys have ever experienced this fast of a fall, and this constant, been pretty bad, and it seems to be escalating. So if I had to chart it, it's at a support level. If it breaks through that, the next one is going to be at like 90, like 92, 93. That would be horrible. And if it breaks through that, the next one would be like 60s. Oof. Yeah, that would be really, really bad. Really bad. Who would be the best person to run Twitter? I honestly have no idea. I have no clue. Who would be the best person to run Tesla? I mean, Elon said himself he doesn't want to be CEO. He just does it because he doesn't know anyone that's better suited, right? You could argue Tesla at this point is so big, could be run by someone that has more experience, maybe. I don't know, but I think if he steps down at Tesla, it would cause Tesla to tank to unfathomable low, right? So I don't think anyone wants that. I think people want him to get off of Twitter, but still, you look at today, Tesla's still going down because he hinted that he was going to step down from Twitter. So he's between a rock and a hard place, right? Like what do you want him to do? Like anything he does right now is looking bad, right? I think the one thing people for sure don't want him to do is sell more stock, right? That last $4 billion of stock he sold really, really upset people and really tanked Tesla. So hopefully he doesn't need to sell anymore. And hopefully, relating to what I was speculating, hopefully he doesn't need to sell the 11,000 Bitcoins that he has, right? Not that that's going to help them. I mean, this 182 million is not going to cover up for how much market cap value they have lost, right? And I don't think they have liquidity issues either. But hopefully in the next earnings call or next quarterly report, the Bitcoin holdings isn't at zero, right? Still want to see him be a Bitcoin guy, a crypto guy. And, I got to throw in there what's going to happen with Doge, right? What about all the ambitions about integrating Doge into Twitter? If he steps down as CEO, is that still going to happen, right? And is that something he should even be looking at right now with all the other problems he's facing? I don't know. I'm still hoping that he still comes out that crypto wallet and integrates Doge and Bitcoin and Ethereum within, and make Twitter into the super app that he envisions, right? But with everything going on right now, it just doesn't seem like that's very likely or it's going to happen anytime soon. Tesla has a Cybertruck, and then the Optimus robot and semi-truck, give them 10 years. I mean, sure. Yeah, I don't think they're going to go away. But in 10 years, the competition isn't sitting idle and twiddling their thumbs either, right? So hopefully Cybertruck goes off smooth, right? The launch goes smooth, I should say. Event Horizon, you know what? Yes, new competition is definitely crowding the space, and there are some really good EV cars. But again, when it comes to battery production and supercharger network, no one's close, right? So I don't think they're that threatened by other manufacturers right now. So that's kind of my thinking. Eventually, it's going to be a very crowded space, but right now, not that crowded. And not any, the second, in terms of cars, I think Ford is number 2 in the U.S. for EV sales, and, they hardly sell anything. They don't sell that many Mach-E's and Lightnings, so they're nowhere close. But this is concerning, down 8%. And down 67% since their previous high. Yeah, but this is not a Tesla channel. I don't mean to spend so much time on Tesla, but I think a lot of people do care about Elon and Tesla, and more specifically their Bitcoin holdings and Doge. What's going to happen with Doge? Ford is going to destroy Tesla. Tesla's going to be like Fisker Karma. I don't think so. Would you still DCA into Doge or get out? That's an interesting question. I still think it's worth keeping. Even without Tesla, even without Elon, I think Doge will come up in the next run. But they would definitely move up a lot faster and higher if they were integrated in Twitter. But with the mess that's going on right now with Twitter, I don't know. I guess the mess is becoming better, but there's just more antics, right, that's happening right now with Elon. So I don't know. I don't know what to think about the whole thing. I still think Doge is worth holding on to. Let's just put it that way. Did you see Lucid beat Tesla and Bugatti? I did see that. That's a very, 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 very well-edited video. That is an awesome video. I wish my videos on Drivers Only could come somewhere close to that in production value. It's crazy. Crazy good. Kevin, hey, appreciate it. Appreciate it. Zero Fortune. Stay strong. Waiting for Max Payne to fill my bags. Been DCAing once a week. Hey, that's the right way to do it. You don't have to wait for Max Payne. You DCA, you take the guessing out of it. I will never see Doge in my portfolio ever again. What did Doge do to you? Ryan says, Cadena is still building. Eco just starting. Big marketing push when the time is right. Cadena will replace ETH in the next or 2 bull runs. I appreciate the first part, but the second part, no. It's not going to replace ETH the next run or the next 2 runs. I'm sorry. It's not going to happen that fast. Cadena is a great project, but it's not going to overthrow Ethereum anytime soon. But it doesn't need to be successful. You don't need to overthrow something to be successful. When we get a crypto rally again, second half of 2023. Chaos. Don't knock it until you try it. All right. EVs are fine. It's just don't expect to save any money on gas. You know, by getting an EV, you're not. You're paying so much up front. There's no savings there. But you know, EV cars have their advantage. Less maintenance, way faster. Some are very nice cars. So, and the future is EV for sure. If you zoom out, Doge has been going sideways since June and is slightly up. But that's not a really good thing because it crashed a lot before June. So I'm not sure that's a good example, but okay. Andor says, remember O'Leary said we need another big crash, one of the big ones to fall or fail. Well, I don't think we care about what O'Leary says anymore or what he has said. I've proven, even my video I posted last week, he keeps lying about when he actually got into this space. He said 2018, but it's not that. Is it 2018, 2019? Was it 2020 after he became the spokesperson, right? Like, who knows? Like, he keeps lying. He lied so much about when he entered the space, he doesn't even remember anymore. It's like, how can you not remember? I know exactly when I got into Bitcoin. Like, even though it's been however many years, you know, I know exactly when I got in, right? And, you know, he can't even remember that. So, and no one understands why he's still defending SBF, you know. I don't know. After SBF gets charged, you know, he's being extradited tomorrow. After he gets charged and he gets some jail time, it'll be interesting to see if that, you know, O'Leary still defends him, saying, oh, he was improperly charged. He was like, you know, still trying to defend the guy. I don't know if that's going to happen. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. All right, guys. I'll let you guys go. You know what? Overall, Bitcoin came up a little bit because of what Bank of Japan did. We'll have to keep an eye on that situation because monetary change could be a big thing, and how it affects the USD and bonds and everything else could be big. Could be big. So we'll have to keep track of it, but could be very good for Bitcoin and all commodities, really. But as for Tesla, everyone's talking about why they're tanking so much. Elon is even commenting on it himself, right? He has never really done that, but it shows you he's concerned about it too, right? But hopefully Tesla stays strong, doesn't sell their Bitcoin, right? And figures out a way, or Elon specifically figures out a way to stop the bleeding. That's what everyone's hoping for. All right, guys. Smash on the like, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys tomorrow, bright and early, same time as usual. Have a good night. Take care. Bye-bye.